Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
I'll read the verse. You can read the translation and purport because you may not be familiar with the verse.
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Deyam sada paribhava grinam. Sorry. Deyam sada paribhava grinam abhishtadoham tirthaspadam shiva virinchi nutam sharanyam vrityartiham pranatapala bhavabdipotam vande mahapurushate charanaravinda. We can read the translation.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Can someone put this thing in the group that the class has started? Because sometimes people wait for the message. Please go ahead, Madhuri.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, 1 second. My laptop is so sorry. It's taking a little time today to just do the very simple things also. Just give me a moment.
But we can see on the screen.
Okay, great. So, translation. My dear Lord, you are the Mahapurush, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I worship your lotus feet, which are the only eternal object of meditation. Those feet destroy the embarrassing conditions of material life and freely award the greatest desire of the soul, the attainment of pure love of Godhead. My dear Lord, your lotus feet are the shelter of all holy places and of all saintly authorities in the line of devotional service and are honored by powerful demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. My Lord, you are so kind that you willingly protect all those who simply bow down to you with respect, and thus you mercifully relieve all the distress of your servants. In conclusion, my Lord, your lotus feet are actually the suitable boat for crossing over the ocean of birth and death, and therefore even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva take shelter at your lotus feet. Purport. The incarnation of the personality of Godhead in Kali Yuga is described and worshipped in this verse. The sage Karabhajan, after describing the incarnation of Godhead in each of the three previous yugas, Satya, Treta, and Dwapar, presented suitable prayers which are utilized for glorifying the Lord in each particular age. After describing the Lord's manifestation in Kali Yuga with the verse Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam, this and the next verse are now presented to glorify the Lord's presence in Kali Yuga as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Krishna Varnam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears in Kali Yuga and teaches everyone to chant the holy name of Krishna. The members of the ISKCON movement are so much absorbed in Krishna Varnam or chanting the holy names of Krishna that sometimes ordinary persons refer to them as the Krishnas. Thus, whoever comes in contact with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement immediately begins to worship Krishna by chanting his holy name. The words Dhyayam Sada, or always to be meditated upon, indicate that there are no hard and fast rules in this age for chanting the holy names of Krishna. In Kali Yuga, the authorized process of meditation is to chant the holy names of the Lord, especially the mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This process is to be executed constantly and always, sada. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stated, Nam Nam Akari Bahudha Nij Sarva Shaktis Tatrapita Niyamitah Smaranena Kalaha. In Kali Yuga, the Supreme Personality has kindly invested all of his potencies in his holy name. and there are no hard and fast rules for chanting such names. The mention of such rules refer to Kal Desh Niyam, or regulations of time and place. Normally, there are strict restrictions governing the time, season, place, conditions, etc., under which one may execute a particular Vedic ceremony or chant a particular mantra. However, one should chant the holy name of Krishna everywhere and at all times, 24 hours a day. Thus, there is no restriction in terms of time and place. This is the meaning of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's statement. The word Paribhav Ghanan is significant in this verse. In Kali Yuga, human society is infected with enviousness. There is great envy, and even among members of the same family who constantly quarrel in this age. Similarly, neighbors are envious of each other and of each other's possessions and status. And entire nations, burning with envy, go to war unnecessarily at the risk of genocide caused by terrible modern weapons. But all of these harassments caused by family members, strangers, so called friends who are unfaithful, opposing nations, financial competition, social disgrace, cancer, etc., can be relieved by taking shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is not possible to save the material body, but one who takes shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu loosens the hard knot of the heart that psychologically binds him to the hallucination of identifying with the external body or the subtle material mind. Once this false identification is broken, one can be blissful in any adverse material condition. Those who foolishly try to make the temporary body eternal are wasting their time and neglecting the actual process for making life permanent, which is to take shelter of the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself. In this verse, the word Tirthaspadam means that the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are the shelter of all holy places. As the Krishna consciousness movement spreads all over the world, we often find, especially in poor third world countries, that it is very difficult for people to travel to India to visit the most exalted holy places such as Vrindavan and Mayapur. Especially in South America, it is very difficult for a large number of devotees to visit such places in India and purify themselves. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful that simply by worshipping him, Vaishnavas throughout the world receive the benefit of having visited the supreme holy place, namely the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus, there is no loss for the followers of the Krishna consciousness movement despite their external situation. Right. In this regard, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has stated, Kalau Dravya Desha Kriyadi Janitam Durvaram Apavitrayam Apinasham Karniyam Iti Bhavaha. In this age, the world is so polluted by sinful life that it is very difficult to become free from all of the symptoms of Kali Yuga. Still, one who is faithfully serving in the missionary work of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu need not fear occasional, unavoidable symptoms of Kali Yuga. The followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu strictly follow the four regulative principles of no illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating, and no gambling. They try to always chant Hare Krishna and engage in the service of the Lord. However, it may happen that by accident an occasional symptom of Kali Yuga, such as envy, anger, lust, greed, etc., may momentarily appear in the life of a devotee. But if such a devotee is actually surrendered at the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by his mercy, such an unwanted symptom or anartha will quickly disappear. Therefore, a sincere follower of the Lord should never be discouraged in the execution of his prescribed duty, but should be confident that he will be protected by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Is also mentioned in this verse Shiva Virinchi Nutam. Shiva Virinchi Nutam. Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma are undoubtedly the two most powerful personalities within this universe. Still, they meticulously worship the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? Sharanyam. Even Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma are not safe without the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. The words Bhrityarthi ah Bhrityarthi ham pranat pal indicate that if one simply bows down without duplicity at the lotus feet of the Lord, pranat, then the Lord will give such a sincere candidate all protection. This verse does not mention that one need be an exalted devotee of the Lord. Rather, it is stated that if one simply bows down at the Lord's lotus feet, he will get all protection. And this also applies to anyone who is trying to serve the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even the neophyte will get all protection by the mercy of the Lord. In regard to the words Bhavabdhi Potam, or a suitable boat for crossing the ocean of material existence, there is the following statement by Lord Brahma and other demigods in Srimad Bhagavatam. Tvatpad potena mahat kritena kurvanti govatsa padam bhavabdhim. By accepting your lotus feet as the boat by which to cross the ocean of nescience, one follows in the footsteps of the Mahajanas and can cross that ocean as easily as one steps over the hoof print of a calf. According to Srila Rupa Goswami, a follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Jivan Mukta, or a liberated soul. Thus, the devotee is not worried about his future destination, for he is confident that the Lord will quickly take him across the ocean of material existence. Such confidence is referred to in the Upadeshamrit by the word Nishchayat, meaning firm conviction about the potency of the process of devotional service. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the statement Shiva Virinchi Nutam is also understood to indicate that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is worshipped by Lord Shiva's incarnation Advaitacharya and by Lord Brahma's incarnation Haridas Thakur. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is addressed in this verse as Mahapurush, meaning Purushottama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similarly, there is reference to Mahaprabhu in the Shvetashvatra Upanishad 3.12, Mahan Prabhurvai Purushaha Sattvasyesha Pravartakaha. The Supreme Prabhu is the personality of Godhead, who is the initiator of the entire cosmos. Similarly, Lord Sri Gaura Krishna is addressed by the word Mahapurush in this verse, and the whole intention of this verse is to offer obeisances at his lotus feet. Such lotus feet are the actual eternal object of meditation because they cut off the bondage of material life and fulfill the desires of the devotees. Although the conditioned souls laboring arduously under illusion pursue many temporary goals in life, there is no possibility of their achieving actual bliss or knowledge. Such eternal bliss and knowledge is actual wealth. One should not neglect the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, taking him to be an ordinary person, and instead accept the temporary, useless shelter offered by the illusory energy of the Lord. Those yogis who falsely select some other object of meditation besides the lotus feet of the Lord are simply creating obstructions to their own eternal life. when the meditator, the meditation, and the object of meditation are all on the eternal platform of the Lord, then actual shelter has been achieved. Generally, the conditioned souls are engaged in bhoga tyag. Sometimes they run madly after material prestige and sense gratification, and sometimes they desperately try to renounce these things. However, beyond this vicious cycle of alternating sense gratification and renunciation are the lotus feet of the Lord, which constitute the ultimate abode of peace and happiness for the living entity. The following are additional notes on this verse given by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Dhyayam, the object indicated by the word Dhimahi in the Gayatri mantra. Tirthaspadam, the original shelter of holy places headed by Sri God Kshetra and Vrajamandal, or the original shelter, namely the lotus feet of the Lord, of the great devotees of the Brahma Sampradaya, following in the succession of faithful hearing. The succession of faithful hearing begins with Srimad Ananda Tirtha Madhvacharya and is continued by Rupanuga Mahabhagavats, the highly elevated followers of Rupa Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shiva Virinchi Nutam, he who is worshipped by the incarnation of Lord Shiva, Srimad Advaitacharya Prabhu, and by the incarnation of Lord Virinchi, Sriman Acharya Haridas Prabhu. Prityarthi Ham, he who destroyed by his causeless mercy the misery of his own servant, the Brahman Vasudev, who was afflicted with leprosy in Chaitanya Lila. Bhavabdhi Potam, the means of crossing over the ocean of sansar, or the shelter of those who are freeing themselves from material existence, which afflicts the living entity in the form of hankering for liberation or material enjoyment. Such persons who took advantage of this transcendental boat of the Lord's lotus feet are Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was saved from Mukti Kama or desire for liberation, and Pratap Rudra Maharaj, who was saved from Bhukti Kama or the desire for material opulence. Hare Krishna.
Okay. I mean, this is a very beautiful purport by the followers of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, specifically Gopi Parandan Prabhu, Hridyananda Goswami, and Dravida Prabhu. Well, you all can share what realizations you had when you read this purport, but one minute. So what I found prominent in this purport was the feature that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is so potent, so strong, so powerful that everyone can confidently practice this process irrespective of the level at which they are, irrespective of the weaknesses they have, irrespective of the challenges they have. Everybody can practice this process with firm confidence. The process is a very powerful process that even someone who is on the lowest platform of material existence can also take it up with full confidence, or even one who is most fallen can take it up with great confidence. I mean, there are many things. I mean, I just want to leave it open to others to say some things if they want to, but I just wanted to highlight this aspect about being firmly confident about the process which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us. There's no reason to be despondent. There's no reason for anyone to be despondent. That does not, however, mean that we can take the process for granted. Oh, it's so powerful, it doesn't matter. So the secret of it, of that, uh, uh, the secret of that confidence is the eagerness, Tatralolium, that I really want to be fully surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Lord. I want to simply render pure devotional service and attain prema bhakti. That desire should be there. If that desire is not an external factor, it is something which is internal. So of course it can be it arises in the heart in the presence of those who have that laulium, but that is the greatest treasure. So even though one may be most fallen, if one can somehow acquire that laulium, that eagerness, then one can always remain confident. So that's the trick, to try to develop that eagerness. So try to find devotees who are eager, who have great taste in the practice of Krishna consciousness, and try to get that eagerness from them, try to get that taste from them. So Prabhupada has created, Srila Prabhupada has created the International Society for Krishna Consciousness so that we can have these great souls amongst us, and together, it's called Sankirtan. Sankirtan means we are not going to back to God alone. We are going back to God together. Okay, these are some thoughts that I had. Any comments, reflections, questions? No? Nothing? Okay, maybe we'll go ahead to the next verse, and maybe at the end of it, you may feel like saying something or contributing something or asking. Okay, let's go ahead to the next verse. Or you can play it on the screen. I'll read it, and then you can read the translation and purport. Are you able to hear me? Ishi, Nandapatni Mataji, you're muted. I don't know if you're able to. Are you speaking or are you online? Nandapatni Mataji, you're muted. Can you hear me? Hare Krishna, can someone tell me if you can hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, you're very much
Hare
audible.
Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Okay.
Yeah, I've been trying. Actually, my computer is just getting hang again and again. I don't know what's the problem. So I was trying to mute. I was trying unmute, and I was trying to open my video also, but it didn't work. Roji, I have something to ask from here. So this is very. I mean, I don't even have words to explain the kind of assurance and reassurance that I feel every time we read something like this, and the acharya is explaining. And uh, so, my question is related to people who may have started with us and who walk the path with us on bhakti, but somehow they you said to develop that lolium we have to take association of such bhaktas who are practicing very nicely, or who have that lolium. So if a certain practitioner um, is not taking association and not they don't have that lolium and they're not taking that association, what can be done? I mean, it's not just for somebody else, it's even for a person like me. If, because I don't have that kind of a lolium, and not always do I have association, or I seek out association. So in that case, how to ensure that we seek out that association, how to make sure that I hope I'm able to put that point across, that how to ensure that I always look out for such association and be with um, um, devotees who are practicing um, very nicely.
So Guru Maharaj explains this very nicely. So there is no one who can escape from this. So he says, this is our correct understanding of our Krishna conscious philosophy. You have to cry for Krishna. If you cannot cry for Krishna, you have to cry that you cannot cry for Krishna. And if you cannot do that, then you have to cry that you cannot cry for Krishna, like that. So this can go on ad infinitum, and nobody can excuse themselves from that loop. So you may be somewhere on the 100th rung of that loop. So from the 100th rung, you will jump on to 99, or maybe you'll jump on to 50. Nobody knows how the jump will be. That depends on Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But you have to be in that loop. There's no escape from trying to be in that loop. So as long as you're in that loop of crying that you cannot cry, that you cannot cry, that you cannot cry for Krishna, whatever. So, I mean, that depends on each. The thing is, crying for Krishna is the first one. Crying that you cannot cry for Krishna is number 2. Crying that you're not able to cry, that you're not able to cry for Krishna is third, like that. So there may be many rungs in that loop. Whichever rung we are on, we will be able to jump to the next rung. But we have to be on that rung. There's no excuse for that. So if somebody is not there, if somebody, see, Krishna consciousness, I don't know how to put it. We can provide a very conducive atmosphere. We can do whatever is best within our means, but then Krishna consciousness it's a completely free will based process. No matter what we do, if someone doesn't want to be in that rung, you cannot do anything about it. Nothing. So that's why I don't feel, I don't know how to put it. Like even during Prabhupada's time, you see that you don't see Prabhupada. Of course, Prabhupada was very concerned when devotees left the Krishna conscious movement, but you don't find him overwhelmed by it. It's like, in fact, when Prabhupada in fact explained that it's not a surprise that devotees are leaving Krishna consciousness. It's a surprise that devotees are staying. But this is a war against Maya, so you can always expect casualties. But the surprising thing is the devotee staying in Krishna consciousness. So once Prabhupada is asked this question, Prabhupada, even though we are trying to practice Krishna consciousness, sometimes we fall into Maya. What to do about it? And Prabhupada corrected that devotee and said, you are always in Maya, sometimes you fall into Krishna consciousness. That is the reality. So, this is the point. That if we, no matter what rung of that crying we are, crying for Krishna, we will surely attain that state of crying for Krishna. Whichever rung we are, maybe in the 100th rung or 200th rung, doesn't matter. We will come to that stage of crying. That is the confidence that is being given in this verse. Surely we can do that. Surely, we will surely succeed. So it does not matter. Like, see, that is why Krishna gives extreme example. Because once he gives an extreme example, nobody can wriggle out of it. So the extreme example he gives is in the Apichet Sudurachara verse of the Bhagavad Gita, where he says, even if my devotee commits abominable action, he is still to be considered saintly. And so this is a complete contradiction. First of all, there's no question of committing sinful activities when you're practicing bhakti. No. So how is it possible? What is Krishna speaking about? So Krishna is speaking about those who are practicing sadhana bhakti. In fact, Prabhupada says Vaishnava never falls down. So the actual platform of Vaishnavi, they don't even fall down. Everybody below that is an aspiring Vaishnava. They're in the process of trying to become a Vaishnava. So Prabhupada explains, so Krishna says that even if my devotee commits the most abominable activities, he should still be considered saintly, provided two conditions. One is that the devotee genuinely regrets, 100% accepts the fall down without trying to cover up, without trying to justify it. 100% the devotee owns up to the fall down. And the other is that the devotee thinks that I am not fit to be in the society of devotees. I have created a blemish, because Vaishnavas are the reputation of the Vaishnavas is spotless. I have created a spot in their reputation. So these two feelings are constantly present in such a person. And such a person is to be accepted as saintly. Krishna is speaking. In fact, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, he presents some sub-dialogues between Krishna and Arjuna, which are not there in Bhagavad Gita. So there, Arjuna is asking Krishna, so does it mean that in that part where he's committing sinful activities, where he's rightly is to be considered saintly, and that part, when he has committed some abominable activities, he is considered to be not saintly. So there it says that Krishna gets angry when he hears that question. And he responds strongly by saying that he should be considered saintly in all conditions. So forget about saintliness. So seeing how Krishna is, there Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur explained that because that person, no matter what is happening, it may be happening due to habit, or it may be whatever may be the reason that fall down is happening. But the devotee, for a moment, does not give up the desire to attain love of God. Okay, I have fallen down. I may go to hell, but I will not give up the process of Krishna consciousness. So that is what makes the devotee saintly. First of all, that repentance, genuine repentance. I am that sense of genuine repentance about this thing, about the fall down. And the second is the feeling of shame that one has. In the spotless society of Vaishnavas, I have created a spot. So that shame. So when these two elements are combined together, such a person is to be considered saintly even in the state when he has fallen. This is Krishna's verdict. Now, nobody can give a better verdict than Krishna. He is the maker of dharma. And he is the object of bhakti. To attain love of Godhead is the object of bhakti. He's the goal of bhakti, right? So, and he has given such a very clear verdict. So therefore, when we practice Krishna consciousness, we may fall down, but we cannot use that as an excuse. But we are very sure, we don't consider ourselves saintly, but we are very sure that Krishna will not reject us. That is the bottom line, that Krishna will not reject us. If we have only one desire, I should attain love of God. I may be struggling with my material desires. I may be falling down. I may be whatever it is. But this is not, I don't want to pursue material life. I don't want to do all these things. I'm being helplessly dragged to this by my past habit or whatever. So whatever it may be. But if in all conditions of life, if one maintains that consciousness, then Krishna definitely accepts such a person. Of course, Prabhupada repeatedly says, one should not take advantage of this verse and commit nonsense. So it cannot be used as a justification, but it is something for solace that everybody is accepted by Krishna. If one can just remain in the process of Krishna consciousness in the manner that Prabhupada wants us to be, which is that I want to attain only love of God. Everything else I know is nonsense, but I'm not able to give it up. Okay, I want to give it up. I'm not able to give it up. I want to give it up. So like that, if we have that consciousness, then we have to. Then surely Krishna will drag us to success. He'll drag us from the 10th, 100th rung or 1000th rung to zero, to the point, to the center, which is Krishna.
It means, Prabhuji, stress related to bhakti is good for us. Not being able
What
to
is
do.
the stress related to bhakti?
I mean, if somebody is not able to do properly or follow properly, to have a little stress around it, that I'm not able to do, that I'm not able to do. I want to do, but I'm not able to do. So
No. There's no stress in the process of bhakti. Even when it speaks about repentance, it is not referring to stress. It is referring to, I will do it more enthusiastically now. Now that I've fallen, I will do it even more enthusiastically. That is the point. It's not a stress. There's no stress in bhakti. Okay, I fell down. Okay, next time I'll do it more enthusiastic. That is called real regret. I mean, no matter what. Okay, real shame means, yes, I've created a shame, but I'll ensure that I will work so hard that I will bring glory to the society of Vaishnavas. So there's no stress there. It is that stress and all is in the mode of ignorance, tamoguna, lamentation. So in Krishna consciousness, if we are to judge whether we're really lamenting, if genuinely lamenting, it means that we should feel, okay, this time I failed, next time I'll do it even better. I will not. That's called that is the attitude of somebody who fails. Not that, oh, what can I do? I fell down. I feel so weak. I feel so hopeless. These are all tamoguna. We should be confident of Krishna's mercy. Okay, I fell down. I'm a small jiva. Look at me. I mean, I think I'm so great, but look at me. What is my position? You have to laugh at our position. What is this? I thought I'm somebody, but who am I? Nobody. So I will be more enthusiastic next time. So there's no stress in the process of bhakti. We may be tempted to fall into stress. Let me put it like that. Although we don't like stress. Because the material world is a world of duality. There is an up and a down. No? So we are only used to that concept of up and down. But whereas that is called the world of duality. So our thinking should be changed from up and down to up and more up. Like that. So this is a very important element of our Krishna conscious practice. We cannot be oscillating in duality of up and down, up and down. We should be up and more up, like that. So even if we have fallen into Maya, okay, I should become more up. I was, whatever I was, that is not good enough, right? That's why I fell down. So I should become more up, like that. So it is only up and more up. It's not like up and down. Our consciousness should swing in one direction only, up and more up. The moment our consciousness is swinging in the next direction, or the opposite direction, we should remember that Krishna does not appreciate this. This is the mode of the symptom of the mode of Shameshri Mataji, you're the host. Can you mute Anandita Jana Mataji? Okay, I think she heard it. So that is our process. There is only up and more up. Yeah. So we don't oscillate. Oh, what to do? I'm so tired. I've tried so hard. Now let me take a break, or oh, let me lament and let me feel some self-pity and lament, and let me just go and what do you call it? Of course, it is okay to cry, but provided that crying is going to produce more enthusiasm. It's okay to cry. Oh, Krishna, I failed. But you should simultaneously, it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. There's nothing wrong in it. But the crying should produce more enthusiasm. Crying should not produce depression. That's called Krishna consciousness. It's higher, more higher. It keeps on going higher and higher.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this. Thank you.
So there is no stress in Krishna consciousness. Mind may try to produce stress, but we should understand it's our false ego. Because that is all a platform of duality. That's false ego. It's a platform of duality, which means that we just want to relax because, anyway, I failed. Let me relax now. So that's a feature of the mode of ignorance. In Krishna consciousness, there is no relaxation. It is only satisfaction. There's no relaxation. Relaxation is needed when you are bored with the endeavor that you're doing. Generally, that's why you people want to relax, right? They're bored with the endeavor they're doing. It's too difficult for them. They want to relax. Krishna consciousness, there's nobody's bored with what they're doing. Mind may try to produce the boredom, but we want to work harder and harder. So we always remain in a state of constant satisfaction. Of course, then you can say, why does Krishna say yukta ahara viharasya? One knows a moderate in eating, sleeping, recreation, and all that. So that is moderation. That's got nothing to do with their recreation in that context. Prabhupada explains is we don't have a process of recreation, vihara, yuktahara, viharasya. We don't have a vihara like the mundane materialists. Our vihara is we go out on Sankirtan, we go out and chanting the holy name. That itself is recreation for us. It is actually, You go out on Harinam, and so beautiful it is. Meeting so many people on the street or wherever you are. And it's very recreational. Who would not like to join a parade, as they say? So it's like, it's not recreation as a mundane, mundane materialist. Understand?
Prabhuji, you also said that bhakti is an act of free will. Now, if I look at myself only, so it was never in my free will to do bhakti. But when I came in contact with devotees and I was guided in the right direction, then only I even got the desire to pursue further. So that free will was actually guided by devotees.
No.
So that,
No. Yeah, okay. No. It's like this. Free will is free will, okay? You did not have the opportunity to exercise that free will properly because of being, not just you, everybody. Because of being in the world of ignorance, you just did not have the opportunity. Okay. So when the opportunity came, you took it. That's all. Like Prabhupada, once he was in Philadelphia. I think it was Philadelphia. Yes, I think so. Anyway, wherever it was in America, he arrived, and then the reporters had a press conference. And the press conference finished, and Prabhupada is walking to the car to go to the temple. And suddenly, one reporter who came late, who had missed the whole thing, he was huffing and panting and all that. And finally, he came in front of Prabhupada. He put a mic in front of Prabhupada, and he asked the question, "What is Krishna consciousness all about?" Prabhupada gave two sentences as a reply. He said, Krishna consciousness is the science of the absolute truth. If you are sincere, you will take to it. That's it. And he started walking. It's as simple as that. So, Krishna consciousness is the science of the absolute truth. You are being presented with it. If you're sincere, you will take it. That's all. So, their free will is fully free will. The devotees create that good fortune for us. No, they are only creating the good fortune of the availability. You want to purchase bhakti in the market, don't have bhakti, where are you going to get it now? So the devotees are making bhakti available to purchase. Right? So that is the fortune that is not that they are guiding your free will. You are guiding your free will. They are providing you the opportunity. You could say you're guiding your free will in the same, not they're guiding your free will. They are providing guidance on the Bhagavad Gita. So you are accepting the guidance. So in that sense, you are guiding your free will. Right? Of course. I hope you get the point. It's not like it is not in someone else's hand. It's in your hand.
Sure, I get it, Prabhuji. Yes.
So the opportunity is provided by devotees. But the use of free will is yours. The good fortune means the devotees are giving us opportunity. They're coming on Harinam Sankirtan. They're distributing prasadam. So what a wonderful opportunity they provide. So as Prabhupada said, Krishna consciousness, science of absolute truth. Science of the absolute truth is being given. If you are sincere, you will take to it. That's all. Anandita Janava Mataji, we missed you in the beginning. In fact, I was going to say it in the beginning. Then I thought maybe you sent a message which I didn't read somewhere that you won't be joining. So I didn't say it. Welcome back. We are happy to have you. You have some thoughts or questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I'm sorry. Today I felt so tired that I thought that I will take rest sometime. But I couldn't take rest also, and I didn't join the class. So I'm very sorry. It was my missing point. I missed the class.
You didn't. You joined somewhere, no?
I just joined 5-6 minutes back when you were answering Nanpatni Mataji's questions.
Fortunately, I mean, anyway, I didn't speak a lot. Fortunately, when I say fortunately, it means the class is being recorded live. So you can hear it. Basically, Mataji, right, basically she did the purport and then I spoke a little bit. Then Mataji asked her questions. That's it. We haven't done anything beyond that shloka today. But that shloka is very, it's a fascinating purport to that.
You were reading Srimad Bhagavatam? Okay.
Yeah, Deyam Sada Paribhavaganam Abhishtadoham Tirthaspadam Shiva Virinchinutam Sharanyam Pratyartiham Pranatapala Bhavabdipotam Vande Mahapurushate Sharanarvindam. So in the purport, the followers of Srila Prabhupada, Gopi Parandan Prabhu, Hridyananda Goswami and Dravida Prabhu, they explain each word in the purport, each word in that shloka. From the point of view of the previous acharyas, especially Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and later on Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So you can read that purport, 11.533. It's very, very illuminating.
Sure. I will hear the class for sure. So this is the most advantageous thing, that even if I miss, I have the opportunity to hear it again.
Luckily, I remember today to ask them to record at the beginning. So Krishna may have, understood that you're resting, not able to rest, and you will join later.
But this class is always recorded, right?
Not always. No, sometimes we forget, right? It's not that it's always recorded.
Thank you so much.
But we forget, you know.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this then. Double thanks to you.
I didn't know you're not going to attend, therefore let us record. But anyway, Krishna knew it, so he arranged it to be recorded.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Guru Maharaj is still in Ahmedabad. The meeting is not
He's in
yet over.
He's not been well of late. So he's right now he's admitted in the hospital. He had some pain in the back. They did whatever tests, but nothing is showing up. So they have to see what it is. He had some kind of a minor stroke when he was in Ahmedabad. I mean, stroke in the sense.
I read.
It's not a bleed or anything. It's that I noticed it when I noticed means the symptoms were noticeable even 2 weeks before. Like he would start a sentence and not be able to complete it sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. And like if you notice the videos of him meeting Surat devotees or whatever, you see that sometimes he's taking 5 minutes to start the talk. You know, he's just taking 5 minutes to start the talk. That's very unusual for him. The moment he's in front of the microphone, he starts speaking. So like that, there were some symptoms like that. But it's reversible. It's not like a stroke with a bleed and all that. No bleed and all that. He had some minor stroke, due to which that there are some faculties are affected for a while. And yeah, he just needs to rest mainly. Nothing alarming. But of course, what is the cause of the pain? Nobody knows. So he had to be early in the morning today, around 2 o'clock, he had the pain. So he had to be taken to the hospital. And so far, nobody has been able to. I mean, that's one of the best hospitals in not just Ahmedabad, but all of India. But whatever tests were done. Yeah, pardon?
Which hospital is that, Roji?
Zydus.
Okay.
So
even Rukmani Mataji was also asking. Her hometown is Ahmedabad, so she was asking.
Of course, hospital, I think they're pretty strict, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's in Zydus
Prabhuji,
Hospital.
we get back pain and stomachache due to gastric also. Quite often it happens.
No, I mean, Mati, I mean, I know. What I'm saying is that, I mean, Guru Maharaj, he has a whole team of doctors who had been on conference calls since 3 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock or so. I mean, from across the world. So, I mean, they are keenly analyzing what's going on. So, gastric is ruled out because it's not, these are not, the symptoms are not, I mean, the kind of pain and all that is not due to gastric. It is something they'd
In the
like to.
morning, somebody forwarded in the daughters group a message about Gurman's unwellness, and then we didn't have the full information. Just before an hour ago, we got the whole report from the health team.
Sorry, sorry. I mean, there was somebody who was knocking on my door. Okay, so yeah, that report. I've not seen the report. Yeah,
Just
would.
an hour
Would.
back, we received the complete health report in
What it
which
says,
the
it doesn't say
source.
anything about the cause of it. No, just says he had a
No,
back pain, right?
Yeah, and it also mentioned about the brain stroke that you just mentioned, because
okay.
we didn't know about that before.
Okay. I mean, it's not like a major event in the sense that it has. This must have happened about 2-3 weeks ago. Actually. It's not like it's not a recent yesterday is happening or something, or not even last 2 days. I mean, it's been there for a while now. At least as soon as we reached Ahmedabad, at least from that point onwards, which was about we reached on the 9th, sometime around that. I don't know if it happened even before that. I'm not sure because when I recollect when I was talking to Guru Maharaj, even around that time, he wouldn't sometimes complete. Sometimes he wouldn't complete a sentence. So nobody is very clear when actually it could have happened. Looks like around that time.
So he is there to meet the devotees, or there is some meeting or something like going on.
Now,
Still going on. Yeah.
Now there is nothing. That's simply because he cannot travel on an airplane because once you have a stroke, you are not allowed to travel on an airplane.
Oh, okay.
So he's just he has to. I mean, he has to be there until he recovers. I mean, that is about 2 weeks.
I just got to remember. You mentioned that you will be traveling back on Monday and Gurmaj will be on Tuesday. I think a week
No,
before.
I said he will be there at least till Tuesday. He was supposed to be there at least till Tuesday. But what happened was he was feeling very tired, so that Tuesday extended to Saturday. And then again he was tired, so that extended to Monday. And then he was supposed to travel to Mumbai on Tuesday. But then there was this concern. Different people were expressing the same concern about Guru Maharaj's this thing about not being able to complete sentences or forgetting things. So then they did imaging, and from the imaging, it was found out that he had some stroke. It's a very minor thing, but still it is a stroke. Yeah.
Yeah, Prabhuji. I had some question. I just forgot just now. I was thinking that in the next
You can
class
take
I
your
will
time.
ask.
If somebody else has a question, they can ask.
Yeah, sure.
You can go ahead, Madhuri.
Prabhuji, I don't remember as of now, but I had some question. I
Okay.
completely forgot. I thought that I will write in on your personal window also. I'm
No
sorry, I
worries.
forgot.
No worries. You don't have to feel sorry for that. What is you have to ask the question. All right. So
Now
if
I feel,
others,
now I really feel embarrassed because you start laughing when I ask questions to you.
pardon?
Now I really feel embarrassed to ask you questions because you start laughing when I ask you questions.
Mati, that we are supposed to be happy in Krishna consciousness, right? What do you expect me to cry when you ask me a question? Haripal, did you hear me?
No, Prabhuji, not at all. I couldn't unmute myself.
So, Prabhuji, now should I start screening teachings of Lord Chaitanya?
No, Mati, no. I mean, it's another. You can't break that verse, and we already at 5:10 now. So I mean, you can't do justice to that verse by. These are all very key verses by breaking it into half. Let's do that in one full class.
Okay. Should I move to the next one, 34?
That's what I'm saying. Let's not break that.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, like you, where I don't know the whole story or background behind your reply to the Nanpatni Mataji. But as far as the free will part that you mentioned, that yeah, it's always our choice to take or not to take Krishna consciousness.
Correct.
Right? And even if we have favorable circumstances to take it, but it's all our choice whether we will
Yes.
take it or take it.
Yes. That's correct.
Okay. Yeah. So the choice that Jiva express to accept Krishna consciousness must be due to some agyan sukriti in this life or previous lives.
Agyata Sukriti provides only opportunities. Agyata Sukriti cannot provide, does not provide choice. Agyata Sukriti provides opportunities. Because the pure devotee has given you an opportunity in this lifetime, therefore Krishna will feel obliged to give you more opportunities. And in fact, other pure devotees will give you opportunities. Right? So opportunity creates more opportunities. But it's all opportunities. You should hold on to it.
In NOD chapter 3 or 4, it's mentioned that you got the mercy. You don't know how and when or where. It's agyat.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you know, right? What is agyat there? Like, for example, Guru Maharaj explains that when he went to Kumbh Mela, Ardha Kumbh Mela with Prabhupada, so somebody came and said, you generally need agyata, you need sukriti from past life to take to Krishna consciousness. But when I examine my life, I can't find any place where I was pious or anything for that matter. So then Prabhupada said, I created the good fortune. So that sukriti has to be created by someone, no? Pure devotees are the ones who give us that sukriti, actually. If they're leading a harinam and we happen to be on the street, we get to hear the harinam. So who's giving us that sukriti? That devotee who made the arrangement to lead the harinam, no? Like that. So we are being provided opportunities for agyata sukriti, but agyata sukriti cannot give you love of God. You have to take advantage of the agyata sukriti and practice bhakti. Then you attain love of God. I mean, agyata means unknowingly, but here there is unknowing and knowing also. So the point is, as far as I'm concerned, or whatever, in general, if we think we have done something in the past, like therefore we got it now, I mean, I'm not sure about it, but not sure. I'm not comfortable with that way of thinking. I'm comfortable that we had no prior credits. We have no Sukriti. Prabhupada made that Sukriti for us. That's all.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So can we say like that also, that Prabhupada and or his disciples like Guru Maharaj, they had made
Yeah,
our security because
yeah, correct.
we may
Prabhupada means
like
not Prabhupada alone. Prabhupada and his followers. That's what it means. Yeah.
yes.
Like Krishna,
Yeah.
Prabhupada said Krishna is never alone. Krishna means Krishna and his followers. There's nothing like only Krishna or only his follower. Wherever there is Krishna, there are followers. Wherever there is followers, there is Krishna. So like that. It's together. They're inseparable.
So the opportunities are with us, and we can say that the opportunities in the form of a gas sukriti or whatever, they are with many, but it depends on the person who takes it, who exercises this opportunity.
Correct. Exactly. Like we can be in a society of devotees. Okay. In a society of devotees also we can commit nonsense. So same atmosphere, right? Why is one person making advancement, one other person is committing nonsense? Same atmosphere. So that is free will, no?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. So this is how we see that so many people are there who were the part of I mean so many Krishna conscious programs like Jagannath Rath Yatra, Harinam Sankirtan, classes, temple programs, but all of them, they do not take Krishna consciousness very seriously. So this is reason that they do not exercise the free will to take consciousness.
Exactly.
But in the account, the Agya Sukriti is stored up. Because we see that
but it can give you more and more, it can give you opportunities. Yes.
Because we see that
I think it's better to use the word Sukriti, because Agyata means what you don't know. What you're referring to here are known Sukritis. No. Somebody is giving the opportunity. These are all knowns. Agyata means we don't know who gave, when they gave. That's meaning of Agyata. So it's better to use the word Sukriti. Sukriti can be Agyata or known.
Okay.
Unknown means a past life only. But otherwise, it's all known only, Sukriti. Who's creating the Sukriti is known.
But Prabhuji, how to say, like I just give you one example. It's a very elaborate subject in our Bhakti Shastri also. It was been taken in very detail. Prabhuji mentioned that even if you don't know about Krishna consciousness, you don't like, or you may be an atheist, but if Harinam Sankirtan is going on and somewhere there is a traffic jam on the road, and one of the person come up and he just helps to clear off the traffic, then he gets so much Sukriti in abundance. Just because he served that. He gave just this one example. So, like for me, I would say that I came to Krishna consciousness. I liked the classes. I was regular. I was doing everything whatever Mataji was saying. But she allowed us to meet Guru Maharaj whenever he was coming, because that time he was coming quite often in ILBS. So she allowed us to meet him, and she encouraged that we must go and meet. Though I didn't have anything in my hand, I frankly say, because why would I lie? I just went because Mataji used to tell us and tell me including, and I just went because he's a very senior devotee. I must go and take darshan. So this is how the Sukriti was been created for me.
Correct.
Gradually I became attached, and one day he gave me shelter. Though I didn't want it, but he gave me. Like that.
So what is your
I
point?
mean to say, I was not prepared. I didn't know that from whom I will take or not. But Guru Maharaj somehow asked me that, do you want? And I took it then. So this is how the devotees makes our sukritis.
Yeah. But you took it up also, no?
Yeah, the point was that, yeah, the time was,
It's always a combination. When there is success in bhakti, there's always a combination. Where the devotee makes the effort, but the conditioned souls have to take it up also, no? And then
it's
you see
also
that
by,
result. I mean, see, for preachers, it's all, everything is success only. When if somebody does not take up, they've still done the work of Krishna. But the real fortunate people are the ones who take up. Then their life becomes successful. Preachers' life are successful whether people take to it or not. They're doing their work for Krishna. So they're successful anyway. But those who take up, yeah, they are the ones who are actually
so
successful.
why does it happen, Prabhuji? Some people are very inclined, they don't have any doubt regarding that Krishna is not, they accept it wholeheartedly that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They have an inclination also. They like him, like they understand it fully. They understand the philosophy also. But why don't they want to continue with the process? In the sense, they feel it that there are so many rules and regulations. What is Guru Parampara? They don't. Why don't they understand it? What may be the
Uh,
reason?
Krishna explains in the mind in the Bhagavad Gita, for those whose minds are attached to the attractions of this material world, the resolute determination for devotional service does not take place. See, first of all, we have not understood what is the scope of Maya. You know, Shukadeva Goswami is not an ordinary person. He's a liberated soul. Okay. And he says, I'm not going to come out of my mother's womb. He stays in his mother's womb for 16 years because he's afraid that Maya will capture. Now, this is not an ordinary person. He's somebody who's mastered his senses, you know. So he knows what is the power of Maya. And Krishna had to personally assure him, you please come, I will take care of you. So then only he came out of the womb of his mother. Somebody has mastered his senses. He is so worried. He is so afraid of Maya. You know, so we cannot underestimate Maya. We are just thinking, oh, Krishna is so powerful, then why Maya? But Maya is also very powerful. Maya's the kind of, I mean, Maya's potency is, what do you call it? He, what is it? Even that's why it says no. Even Brahma and Lord Shiva cannot understand the activities of. I mean, that's of course that's the nature of transcendental energy. But the point is that we okay. For example, the example of Brahma being attracted to his daughter. So then Prabhupada writes there that this is a warning. This is not this is a warning for the conditioned souls to not underestimate the power of Maya. You know, and in fact, it says, okay, for example, there is an injunction, Shastric injunction, which says that a man should not be alone in a room with his own mother, with his own daughter, with his own sister. Now, then Prabhupada gives in a lecture. So you can think, okay, maybe this instruction is for a third class man or a fourth class man or a fifth class man or something. But what does the shloka say? Vidvan api, even the most learned man, this applies. Why? He's the most learned man, right? If he's the most learned man, why does this something like this apply to him? It applies. Then probably because that is the captivating power of material energy. So we have not understood what is the extent of the captivating energy of the captivating power of Krishna's energy. We just take Krishna's power of Krishna's captivating energy for granted. Prabhupada, when he was in front of Krishna, I mean, I think all of you know the story. When one disciple went and asked Prabhupada innocently, Prabhupada, what did you pray? And normally a disciple it's inappropriate for a disciple to go and ask the spiritual master, what did you pray? But because Prabhupada felt, Prabhupada knew that this devotee had asked this question innocently. Prabhupada replied, I was praying to Krishna that I may never fall down. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that because, like, for example, what do you say, in the pastime where Krishna kills the six unborn sons of Devaki, right? Or not unborn, whatever. Just as they were born, he kills them, correct? So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur explains that who killed them? Kamsa. Okay. So, and Devaki was always afraid of Kamsa, who killed these six children. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, just like Devaki was afraid of Kamsa, if the living entities, we living entities should also be afraid of Maya. And then the six anarthas can be destroyed. The six Kama, Krodha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya can be destroyed. It's like Devaki, sphere of Kamsa, destroyed the six children, right? I mean, she was afraid of Kamsa, and Kamsa destroyed the six children. So like that, if the living entities are afraid of Maya, then Maya will destroy the, then the six, sorry, no. If you're afraid of Mahamaya, then the six enemies, Kama, Krodha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. The six enemies can be destroyed. So that's why Prabhupada said that it's not surprising how many devotees have left Krishna consciousness. Surprising how many devotees are staying. Why is he saying all this? Because Mahamaya is not something to be underestimated. When someone has mastered his senses like Shukadeva Goswami, he's afraid. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is saying, we have to be afraid of Maya. Prabhupada is saying, I pray to Krishna that I may not fall into Maya. Now, these are all exalted personalities. They are afraid of Maya. So, who are we actually?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
See, the thing with this is, because Maya presents itself in a captivating form, in a very sweet form. That is the most bewildering aspect of Maya. You know, that's why people are trapped in this material world. Now, because it appears in a very sweet form, no. If it appears in a very ghastly form, everybody will run away from Maya, right? I mean, nobody likes ghastly things. But because Maya appears in such a sweet form, therefore everybody is trapped. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you are sleeping on the lap of the witch called Maya. Sleeping means what? Who sleeps nicely? Well, who are feeling relaxed sleep nicely, right? Those who are not relaxed cannot sleep nicely. So we are relaxing on the lap of the witch called Maya. So what is that relaxation? Krishna has created so much. No, Krishna has created so much sweet. I mean, whatever the Mahamaya, Krishna has created Mahamaya, which has created so much sweetness in this material world. What is that sweetness? Illusory sweetness. Let me put it like man-woman attraction. There is so much romance. There is so many things to achieve, to become the richest man in the world, to start 10 startup companies, become a unicorn, which is a billion-dollar company, and have very nice children, buy a BMW or a Rolls Royce. I mean, there are so many things. These are all very, very attractive things. So therefore, we don't understand that we are trapped. Like that. So all the features of material life are created to entangle us in this material world. So Maya appears in a very sweet form. We cannot underestimate Maya. So therefore, when we see through the eyes of scripture, we'll wake up. Like Prabhupada says, see, the body of a snake is very cool. But if you put the snake on your body, thinking it will cool me, of course, now it is very cold. Nobody's thinking of coolness right now. But when it is summer, it is really hot. All of you know, Delhi summer, even Mayapur is intense. Summer is hot. So that time, the coolness is very attractive, right? So the body of a snake is very cool. So Prabhupada says, if you put the body of a snake, if you put a snake on your body will feel very cool. But the snake is such a dangerous being. The pleasure of coolness can be easily upset by the bite of the snake. So that is why the material world is very dangerous. It is like saying, how do you say, suppose you have a drink which is very sweet, nectar, the mix of all the different juices or whatever, the nectar drink, nectar smoothie or whatever it may be. But if there's a drop of cyanide in it, that's it, finished. It's very lethal. It can kill you, even though the taste may be so overwhelming. But it can kill you. So that is how Maya has designed this material world. It has designed an overwhelming taste which can kill you. The taste of Maya is also overwhelming. It is not ordinary. See, we are not talking about, it's not like, how do you say, it's not like 0 and 1. Okay, 0 is Maya. Maya is nothing in front of Krishna. We cannot take, I mean, it's a fact. Maya is nothing in front of Krishna. But what does it actually mean? In front of Krishna, Maya is nothing. In front of the Jiva, Maya is nothing. You should understand the philosophy correctly. In front of Krishna, Maya is nothing. But front of Jiva, Maya is nothing? No way. Jiva is, I mean, Jiva. That's why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that the living entities are struggling with the 3 modes of material nature which are impossible to overcome. Impossible. Deviesha gunamayi mama maya duratya. So, only by Krishna's mercy we can overcome, because Krishna is light. When Krishna appears, then Maya has to surrender. But Maya is not 0 in front of the Jiva. No. Maya is huge. Maya may be infinity. Krishna consciousness may be infinity square, but infinity itself is huge. Like in mathematics, they say it's very difficult to quantify infinity. If I say infinity, then there's nothing called infinity square or infinity hundreds. So when we speak about Maya and Mahamaya, Yoga Maya, we should always understand Mahamaya is insignificant in front of Yoga Maya, not insignificant of the Jiva. Should never make that mistake. So although we have no way of getting out of the clutches of Maya, Mahamaya, only by taking mercy, shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord's devotees, we can be released from that clutches.
So
Maya is also giving us some taste. We are enjoying, but suffering will come later. No, that's the whole point. You enjoy now, so later suffering will come. It's like, so Maya has its own way of trapping the living entities, right? So if there would be only misery in the world, everybody would take to Krishna consciousness. No, right? Why not? There's only misery. What is there? But they're experiencing some happiness, right? It may be a happiness of identification, correct? So of course, we say the happiness of even Brahman realization is a drop in front of Krishna consciousness. And this material life happiness is insignificant. In front of whom? In front of Krishna consciousness. That is especially in front of Prema Bhakti. But in front of the Jiva who has no Bhakti, is Maya's pleasure so insignificant? Like that. So by building on Bhakti, by developing higher and higher in taste, then eventually when one comes to the stage of Prema Bhakti, then one spits at that material enjoyment. It cannot happen overnight. It's not some theoretical mental speculation. It's a natural progression into taste.
So Prabhuji,
okay,
this is all. Yeah, Prabhuji. So this is all Maya's effect, that even if a person is quite sure and fully convinced that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there are no doubts, because usually people are into so many gods and all. They are very reluctant to take it up very easily. In fact, it takes years to them to accept it wholeheartedly. But I have seen a person who has accepted it from the day one, but she was continuing, but she somehow, I won't say that she left, but she said that I cannot go with so many things in ISKCON, and it's must, and Guru Parampara and all. So like that, I always think that why does it happen?
Now the point is that Krishna consciousness is not dependent on ISKCON or this or that. Krishna consciousness is dependent only on oneself, actually. It's not dependent on anybody else for that matter. So there may be imperfections in the institution, there may be devotees who are not properly behaved, or there may be so many things, but Krishna consciousness depends on us ultimately. We cannot make our Krishna consciousness dependent on so many things. Those are opportunities, but not dependencies. You understood, right? The only dependency is ourselves only. We are dependent on ourselves in terms of chanting properly. The others are opportunities. It's not dependencies. Because anybody can chant the holy name, no. So where is the external dependency there? So it just depends on your free will. Just take chant, no, who's going to stop you? Right? Of course, even that also I heard sometimes wives complain that husbands don't even allow them to chant. They beat them up, and that's very unfortunate. But even in such circumstances, Krishna has helped such women to practice Krishna consciousness. So ultimately, no external factor can stand in the way of Krishna consciousness, whether it's devotees or institution or whatever it may be. One has to pick up the idea of Krishna consciousness, the correct idea of Krishna consciousness from Prabhupada's books. And nobody can stop anything in Krishna consciousness. But there's a prize. One should have that will, that eagerness. One should have that willingness at least. That I want to attain love of God. That's it. And I know it's not dependent on anything else except my free will. My free will is my free will. It's always with me. So if I decide I want to attain love of God, Krishna will help me. That's it. End of story. It's not very complicated. It's very simple.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Dandrat Pranam. Like I wanted to ask, like suppose we are, if when we are having faith on Krishna and our Guru, so then also if we are scared of Maya, then doesn't it mean like we are having doubt on our faith?
There are two types of fear. One is fear of Maya. One is fear due to Maya. Okay. So fear due to Maya is what is prohibited. Means like when we have bodily identification, we have fear due to Maya. Okay. So when we have when we are properly situated in Krishna consciousness, we have fear of Maya, not fear due to Maya. Fear due to Maya is caused by bodily identification. We identify with our body. We consider our body to be the source of our pleasure. We consider our identity to be based on the body. All these things cause fear. That is called fear due to Maya. But there is another fear, which is that I don't want to lose my precious gem of Krishna consciousness. That's a healthy fear, no? I don't want to lose something which is precious. But one is not living 24 hours in that fear, but rather one is very careful in one's, like for example, if you have something valuable at home, you may not be living in fear, but you're very cautious. You're ensuring all the time that that your maids are not being exposed to that and things like that. So we're always cautious not to lose what is valuable to us. That is the idea.
But when
Because it is a very, very precious item which can be stolen. As a reality, Maya can steal it away. So we have to be very careful, take precautions.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
It's precautionary. It's precautionary. It is not fear driven. It's precautionary. Like that. You understand?
Yes.
It's precaution, not fear in that sense. I mean, although the word fear is used, but that's the understanding.
Like we should be more cautious that we do not indulge ourselves anyhow in Maya, and we should not lose our Krishna consciousness. So we should be cautious in that way, and we should fear that if we are not able to, if we are somehow getting indulged, then we may lose our Krishna consciousness, like that.
Yeah, like quite often you see devotees who come up with the question. I mean, it's not uncommon. It's very common to see devotees come up with the question that actually I was watching a very innocent Facebook or a YouTube video, Then a suggestion came for something else. I started watching that something else. Then when I started watching that something else, a suggestion came for something romantic. And then when I started watching that, then I got entangled. Then I started watching forbidden things. I mean, this is a cycle, no? So Prabhupada says that this is how Maya works. It will produce, first of all, something which is seemingly innocent. And then it will go on to the next level. Seemingly innocent only, huh? There's nothing called innocent. All material enjoyments are sinful. There's nothing called innocent material enjoyment. Anyway, I'm just giving the phrase to make you understand. It may appear harmless. Then slowly it will drag you unto the point where you're stuck in some sinful activity. So therefore, the senses are very, very, very powerful. We have to be very, very, because it can drag us into being stuck in some sinful situation. Therefore, we have to be cautious. This is the point. We cannot take Maya for granted. Nothing outside of Krishna consciousness can be taken for granted. We should be careful.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
It is not fear creating, but we should be precautious. That's the right. We should take precautions. Yeah.
Why is Maya made like this? Why is Maya made like so harsh?
What is harsh in Maya? If Maya were to be so harsh, then people would not be leading a happy life in this world, right? Happy means within quotes.
Yeah, I mean, my point is that I think we had this discussion, something related earlier also. That
it is both, no? It is giving you happiness, it is also giving you beatings. It's not giving you only beating, no. So it is giving you something along with it. The beating may be more than the happiness. That's there. But how do you say it? Like, okay, like in the first canto, that to raise a family and children and all, it's not easy actually. It's troublesome, right? It's very troublesome. It's not like it's troublesome. There's a lot of hard work involved in that whole thing. So in the second canto of Bhagavatam, Krishna explains that he has created, see, the highest pleasure in this material world is sex pleasure. So he has created that pleasure for what? I mean, it is a brief momentary pleasure, but it offsets at least because the attractiveness of that pleasure, people are willing to undergo all this hard work like a donkey, right? So this is the nature of Maya. It is not that it's not giving you something. The bargain is bad. That it will give you something which is whatever, as the Bhagavatam mentions, that it is giving you some intense pleasure, but the difficulty that comes with that is very enormous. This is how Maya does. This is the very nature of Maya. It will give you something very attractive, but the price for that is too high.
My question is that only, Prabhuji, why is it like that? Why?
Why is it like that? Because people desire enjoyment. That's why they're in this material world. No, they want to experience a sense of enjoyment for themselves, right? Devotees are not trying to enjoy at all. No? They're just trying to serve, right? They're not trying to enjoy. They're trying to serve. Of course, we can't say that we are on that platform. We're also trying to enjoy while trying to do Krishna consciousness. But